Thank you very much for coming. I'm going to tell you the first class medal story. I'll try and make it brief. The full presentation is available on our website. We've only been listed 18 months, and I think in 18 months we've accomplished a lot. We set out during the last year's field season with a stated aim of bringing 4 of our properties to a drill-ready status and drilling 1 of them. I feel we've achieved that. Overall, our business model is to identify potential in green fields, de-risk it, add value to it, and then seek to monetize it through joint venture partners. That's our next stage, now that we have 4 properties that have drill targets on them. We have a very strong board, myself leading it as technical director. I've been on the team that's discovered several multi-million ounce deposits. James, who's the co-founder, has a strong finance background, and we have 2 of our non-executives who bring a lot of corporate wealth as well as international finance to the table. As I said, we've been listed 18 months on the main board of the London Stock Exchange, about 80 million shares on issue out there. The directors and Power Metals control more than 50% of the company. Why Canada? Well, sovereign risk is king, shall we say, other than grade. So we feel Ontario is a tier 1 jurisdiction. It's got good infrastructure, it's got good technical support, and of course, more importantly, it's got the potential for major discoveries. We hold 10 blocks, but we're focused on, as I said previously, 4 of those blocks. The backbone of our exploration is undoubtedly gold. But last year we picked up a hard rock lithium project called Zig Zag, which is in that strong belt of lithium properties east of Seymour Lake. We have a property in the north limb of the Hemo Greenstone Belt. As everyone would know, the Hemo gold mine, 23 million ounces, past and present, still producing, still going strong. However, in the north limb, where we are, there are several identified sympathetic structures, all of which go through 1 or more of our properties. We have been developing the North Hemlo block, specifically the area around the Dead Otter Lake trend, and we've identified a 3+ kilometre long trend with 3 grams at one end and 19 grams at the other end. And we believe that's the highest grab sample recorded in the north limb of the Hemo Greenstone Belt. Further to the north, we have a joint venture with Palladium One on a nickel-copper prospect. They did 6,000 meters of drilling on that in 2022-2023 and have identified multiple intersections, some of which are double-digit nickel equivalents. Work is ongoing on that. We have 20% of that. In the center area of the project, we have the Dead Dotted Lake area, which is also polymetallic with gold. So as you can see, we've got 3 strong areas to focus on in North Hemlo. Here we see the trend, as I say, 3+ kilometers of gold and other strong pathfinder elements. That's a photograph of the area of the 19 grammer down in the southeast corner. So now we have a permit for exploration on that. It would be our intention to do some mechanical stripping along that trend to make the discontinuous more continuous, and also to do some drilling on the better parts of the target. Those are some of the values that I mentioned as far as the nickel is concerned. As I say, double-digit nickel equivalents at depth, and then wider 20-meter intersections of 1% higher up. So potentially, if we identify the volume, open pit and underground. To the south of North Hemlo, sandwiched between the Hemlo gold mine and North Hemlo, is the Essa property. And on the Essa property, this is where one of those shears I mentioned earlier goes through, and it's proved through our geophysics to be real, a real structure. You can see off property, both to the northwest and the southeast, there was a lot of historic anomalous gold material. We spent last field season and the field season before, we've taken over 1,000 soil samples along that shear. which have highlighted a very robust gold anomaly. This is 4 kilometers from east to west across our property. So you've got a major structure here, robust anomalous structure. Everyone's talking about lithium at the moment. This is our Zig Zag Lithium project north of Armstrong. We share the area with, as I said, Seymour Lake to the west and battery age minerals to the east. We only picked it up mid last year. However, we've advanced that with a lot of grab samples. And then after the grab samples, we did a channel sampling program. We only channel sampled 200 meters of what we identified by the grabs as a 400 meter core zone. We conducted a drill program in December on that. We drilled 10 holes for just under 500 meters. 9 of the holes, as you can see, spaced along that 400 meters. All 9 holes which targeted the pegmatite hit it. The 10th hole was a scissor hole, and that didn't hit anything, which is by definition one would hope with a scissor hole. We don't have the assays back, but as you can see from the core, and if you want to come to the booth, there's core at the booth, up to 8 meters of pegmatite with quite strong, coarse, robust spodumene. Our intention with this would be to do further stripping and drilling this year. Interestingly, prospecting has also identified a sub-parallel trend to the main trend. So a lot of upside yet. The fourth property that we've brought to drill-ready status is our Sunbeam property, which is near Adakokin. That was a historic gold mine, ceased production in 1905. There are 3 sub-parallel trends through the property, up to 10 kilometers long. Each one of those 3 trends, not only does it have multiple gold occurrences on it, it also has historic gold production. The Sunbeam mine itself was down to over 400 feet. Production is unsure. However, in its last year of operation, it introduced a stamp mill. So we do get a rough grade of half-ounce material that was produced in that last year. Our other properties, I like McKellar. I include that in our core 5 properties because it's got a cornucopia of minerals in it. It's got gold, it's got silver, it's got zinc, and it's got rare earth. As I mentioned, we have 10 properties in total, but we focused on 4 of them, and our intention is to drill those, value add, and then divest ourselves of them in order to monetize. Obviously, as a small company, we can't afford to fund 4 company-sized projects. So it will be our intention to move them on. And when we do that, something like McKellar will take the place of one of the big 4. So in summary, North Hemlo, Dead Otter, Lake Trend, gold, joint venture with Palladium 1, nickel, copper, potential base metals and precious metals on Dotted Lake. Zig Zag, hard rock lithium, drilled over 400 meters, channel samples 5 meters at 2.5% lithium oxide, a lot of upside yet, and a potential sub-parallel trend. ESSA, a 4-kilometer long shear zone with robust gold and pathfinder elements. Sunbeam, district scale. That's 75 square kilometers we hold on Sunbeam with 3 15-kilometer long trends, all 3 of them bearing gold or having produced gold from past production. And then McKellar, as I say, with a painter's palette board of minerals waiting in the wings to take the place of one of the big 4 once we move it on. The other properties you can read about on our website or come to the booth and I can explain them to you. ESG is a very important aspect of what we're doing, and the main push with the ESG is with the First Nations. We have 6 permits active, and I think in 18 months of operation, that's quite an accomplishment and says a lot for the way we are interacting with the First Nations. We've got 5 MOUs or exploration agreements with different First Nations in the areas we're working with. We're very happy with the way that we are collaborating and moving forward with the First Nations. So in conclusion, clean company, listed 18 months, London Stock Exchange, robust share structure. We've got good assets, and we've also got good management, good technical ability, and we're backed by Emerald Geological Services. And thank you for attending today, guys.